You shot straight, but you shot late. Highlight. This is the Rundown Podcast. Now back at getting escorted out by, I don't know if that was security or one of his people. And this is breaking news, man. Gunfire erupted inside and outside of the strip club Area 29 at Key Glock's album release party. So now we got more context on what was going on there. We seen Glock there getting escorted out by, I don't know if that was security or one of his people in his entourage or whatnot, but Glock was getting escorted out. People were over there arguing, as you've seen in the video, and I'll play it again. But now, of course, I can't show the full video. I had to edit it because of YouTube guidelines and things of that nature, right? But the video is circulating on Moses Malone Jr.'s Instagram page, okay? And at this Key Glock album release party, this is where all this went down. There 3 people were shot, okay, according to reports. And this is according to Moses Malone Jr. He's, the one that broke the story that I've seen on Instagram. He reports that 3 people were shot, and he says that DJ Eric, okay, was slapped like a bitch by some Memphis niggas because, of course, the Memphis crew was in there because Key Glock was performing. So I'm guessing DJ Eric got into it with these Memphis cats, and somebody slapped him, as Moses Malone Jr. is reporting, okay, allegedly. And also, I don't know who was shooting. I don't know if DJ Eric responded with the shots or if some of the Memphis crew responded back to the brawl that they got into after slapping DJ Eric, right? So, it's still up in the air right now. We don't know exactly how it took place. We only know what, was being told now by people that, know about the situation. Now, he goes on to tag the Houston police and the Houston mayor and says, how is this place still open? Question. A nuisance to the city of Houston. Hashtag fact, hashtag RP dad, and hashtag MMJR, which is Moses Malone Jr. So yes, this is Moses Malone, the famous legendary basketball player. Okay, this is his son that put this post out, and he's been going back and forth with a lot of people about a lot of things that's going on, with different cases. He spoke on the Big U case and James Harden being a part of that, and certain other people, local people there in Houston, being a part of the situation as well. Now, if you remember, right, Moses Malone Jr., he was beat up pretty badly by some goons allegedly sent by James Harden when he was, beefing back and forth. I had words with James Harden, something like that, right?
We are now hearing from the son of a former NBA star after claims he was attacked at a Southwest Houston nightclub, all after posting something online about Rocket star James Harden. And all of this is going on while one of the 4 men accused in that case faced a judge.
Yeah, we first broke this story a few weeks ago. Moses Malone Jr. is now telling ABC 13 what happened. Eyewitness News reporter Caitlin McCauley live with what he had to say. Caitlin?
Art, Moses Malone Jr. tells me he's afraid to come back into town after he was robbed and attacked here at the V Live nightclub back in June. Not all of the 4 men charged have been arrested.
Whoa. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys,
For the first time since the robbery, we're talking exclusively with Moses Malone Jr. about what he went through just before 3 a.m. on June 25th. We did the interview over the phone because he says he's afraid to come back to Houston for now.
Suspects circled me, and then they had their guns out.
Malone tells me he was attacked by a group of men who were upset with what he posted on social media regarding James Harden and his summer camp for kids.
You end up dying out here. You don't end up dying out here. He's like, you just you out here talking about James Harden.
Malone says the suspect
and then he ordered the guy to get me.
These 4 men are charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. Darian Blount worked as a club security guard, according to the charging document. V-Live said none of the men charged worked there. This morning, a judge ordered another one of those men, Davion Lewis, to stay away from Moses Malone Jr.
I owned the gun, never had owned the gun, and I was pretty scared because I felt like one wrong move, I could have been shot and ultimately killed.
Representatives for the Houston Rockets have not returned our calls or emails. There is no indication Harden is involved. He has not been charged.
After the robbery happened on June 25th, I immediately requested the instant incident report from the Houston Police Department. This is what I got in the mail. Check it out. All of this information is blacked out. We can't see who was involved. We can't see what property was stolen. And then over here, the narrative, that's where the officer typically describes what happened. All of this is completely blacked out. My biggest question is why?
I went to City Hall to get some answers. I'll tell you what I found out coming up at 6:30 in Southwest Houston. Caitlin McCulley, 13 Eyewitness News.
So, that was the situation. And since then, that was a while back, and he's been going back and forth. We also spoke on the Big U situation with Harden being in that paperwork, okay, cooperating with the authorities, allegedly, right? So Moses Malone Jr. has also, been very outspoken this whole time up until now. And he's saying that, this place, Area 29, is a nuisance to the city of Houston and needs to be closed down because of incidents like this, right? People shooting in the club, right? Inside and outside. Hey, man, y'all don't give a damn about nothing, do y'all? I mean, what was so important that, these people had to get these guns inside the club? Now, if the club has a no-gun policy, which I'm sure it does, why are people being let in with the gun? Right? That's the question. Are they being paid? Right? Give them a little something, you can slip on in with a firearm. Right? Is that how it works? I mean, most likely, sometimes that's how, it goes down, or depending on who you know. You might know a couple of people who own the club or work at the club, or, things of that nature. People who won't get searched, basically. And then they bring the firearm in there. Who knows, man? But anyway, as you've seen in that footage, and I'm going to run it back again, they were firing in that club. And as soon as they got outside the club when they were recording, that's when we heard more shots and people started running for dear life. Let's check it out. Running.
Damn, boy, that shit crazy. Niggas done fucked up the party.
Hell no.
Now we got my boy CEO King Munchie. Salute to that boy CEO King Munchie, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. He had something to say about this whole situation and gave a little bit more insight on it. He's the CEO.
Hell no. Hell no.
Now we got my boy CEO King Munchie. Salute to that boy CEO King Munchie, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. He had something to say about this whole situation and gave a little bit more insight on it. He's down in the city, H-Town, you know what I'm talking about? Memphis native, but he's Memphis, but he representing for the H, man. Yeah, so we're gonna check out what CEO King Munchie had to say about this whole situation. Check this shit out, man. Run.
CEO King Munchie, we are live from the track hall with breaking news. While you were asleep and cuddling with your, there were reportedly shots fired in Area 29. That's right, they got their ass blew off in that bitch. You know what I'm talking about, man? And where I'm from, this is a little game for you lames. We gonna get that motherfucking pistol in every time. I wouldn't give a fuck if we stick it on that nigga jelly rolls, that bitch coming in. I wouldn't give a fuck when we stick it on that nigga shoe, that bitch coming in. I wouldn't give a fuck if it's under my nuts, that bitch coming in. Man, we so cold, we will break that bitch down, pass it around through the crew, and get in the bathroom all together and put that bitch back together, because that bitch coming in is called reassembling a firearm. Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? We're not to be played with, man. We're not to be trusted, man. Ever. Yeah, man. It's game for you lanes, man. Alcohol in the system, man, don't go well, man, when you're around the wrong type of, man. We don't play, man. We come in together, we leaving together, man. And that's on our mama and them, man. This shit been like this since I've been a kid. Memphis, Tennessee, man, one shot fired equals 100 dead bodies. We strategic and we gangster with that. And we'll pop that. Yeah, man. Just letting y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Put your own clues together. Yeah. But Area 29 got the air blew off, though. I will say that.
Daddy coming into the picture playing like he been around. The dad ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mothers don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just coming and getting the light. So he a low down dirty cracker. His sons are bullies. They bullying on the kid. They no. Get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people. The one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong cracker. He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Peckerwoods. With a that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just fuck with the black baby. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So take a knife to school. Fuck him. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. These two white boys just came over there with him because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who these big old white boys, big white boys. He a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side. One of the white boys on that side. So either way go, they had him blocked in. And these some big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got guns. And not only that, the one he killed whooped their daddy. See, the daddy coming into the picture playing like he been around. The daddy ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mothers don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just coming and getting the light. So he a low down dirty cracker. His sons are bullies. They bullied on the kid. They don't get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people. The one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong cracker. He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Peckerwoods with a that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just fuck with the black baby. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. He go beat these charges.
I know it's dark. I'm dark, and I definitely don't glow in the dark. You ain't get your CDs?
Darker than me, though.
Huh?
You ain't darker than me.
I'm really mixed, though. You ain't know I was mixed?
Nah, what you mixed with?
My mama black and my daddy black as hell. But look, you know how you get these on the glass right here? Because they said the water out here was harder than raising kids. Well, you from
my mama teaches.
You funny. Look, I've been trying to catch you since Moby Dick was a minute. Look, watch this. You spray this on the glass right here. Tell me what you don't see on the window. Look, wax on, wax off like Mr. Miyagi. Remember the Karate Kid?
You.
Look, what don't you see on the glass? Look.
Nah, that's the Karate Kid about me.
I know. You know you can use this on that too, on the swords too.
You know I got a new album coming out?
What's the name of it?
Kodak the Blessing.
Kodak the Blessing?
Yeah.
Man, you need to put me on the interlude.
Yeah, you gonna be on it.
I could talk my shit on there.
Yeah, you gonna be on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
And the good part about this right here is safe around kids, unlike Pee Wee Herman. Look, don't panic, it's organic. Look, you know you can't put bleach on colors, right?
Yeah.
This safe on colors.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't sell it to Sammy Sosa. Huh?
I still don't even know how to do laundry. Like
You can adopt me on the weekends. No Diddy.
Saturday.
Yeah, I sleep standing up. I come with kids too. I got 10 of them. They like eating. I love feeding them. That's why I just waited like 3 hours to catch you.
Oh.
I tried to catch you at the studio. You know, I stopped eating pork and beans because they ran me out the hood when I was trying to catch you at the studio. But each package lasts longer than my last relationship. You can use it on the shoes.
That nigga heard 10 kids and he's old
I
out.
ain't gonna like hit my shit up there.
Huh? So once I show you how I work on that, what's these?
What you call them?
Oh, them Asics. Them hard.
Like
look, you spray the spray. Now, don't laugh too hard because they're gonna see this chocolate kid scrubbing your shoe. Okay. Now look, don't panic. It's organic.
I had a dream, bro.
You had a dream.
Yeah,
what was a dream?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show y'all all about it.
What was the dream? You had a dream I was gonna clean the other shoe?
No, not that.
What?
Hit the other shoe.
You gonna get the HBO special?
You know what I mean?
Huh? You gonna get the HBO special?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look. Jesus said, "You wash my feet, I'm gonna wash yours."
Yeah,
look at
my
that.
brother.
Is them shoes comfortable?
Uncle Drew, that's your uncle.
No, that's Kyrie Irving. That's his league. My kids played in this league.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Your kid in his basketball league?
Yeah.
Oh, you know I got a basketball league.
You got what's the name of it?
Sniper Gang Elite.
Oh, straight up?
Yeah, we just blew. See, I ain't gonna lie, KD fuck with me, right? I'm Kevin Durant favorite rapper and all that shit, right?
Right.
That's why his name Easy Money Sniper, but we blew them boys out. That's my nigga. We blew his team out 40.
The Easy Money Sniper.
40 points.
For real?
So James saying that's what we do.
Straight up.
My young niggas are the best in the world. The best in the country.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah,
man. Big fan, man.
Thank you, man.
My brother. I appreciate you too for the video, my dog.
You know it, my guy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get a picture real quick.
All right.
Let's go.
It's not Kodak. Bitch. You
That's
got
hard.
a picture, ain't it? Just say you.
They got a chain with it. That's hard. I swear to God, that's hard. That's hard.
Hey,
Right
I ain't
there.
gonna lie, I got some mean ass ideas for the Kodak company, bro.
Straight up. No, that's cold. I swear to God. That's legendary right
Look,
there.
get what, bro?
That nigga got a chain with a camera on it. That's hard. That's the hardest shit
Kodak,
ever.
bro, on top. Cause I'm saying, like, if I was a part of they company, bro, they stop and shit like that, that shit would have never crashed. I mean, but maybe that's a blessing in disguise, though.
I know it's dark. I'm dark, and I definitely don't glow in the dark. You ain't get your CDs?
Darker than me, though.
Huh?
You ain't darker than me.
I'm really mixed though. You ain't know I was mixed.
Nah, what you mixed with?
My mama black and my daddy black as hell. But look, you know how you get these on the glass right here? Because they said the water out here was harder than raising kids. Well, you from
my mama
you funny. Look, I've been trying to catch you since Moby Dick was a minute. Look, watch this. You spray this on the glass right here. Tell me what you don't see on the window. Look, wax on, wax off like Mr. Miyagi. Remember the Karate Kid? Look, what don't you see on the glass? Look.
Nah, that's Karate Kid by me.
I know. You know you can use this on that too, on the swords too.
You know I got a new album coming out?
What's the name of it?
Kodak the Blessing.
Kodak the Blessing?
Yeah.
Man, you need to put me on the interlude.
Yeah, you gonna be on it.
I could talk my shit on there.
Yeah, you gonna be on it.
That's what I'm saying. And the good part about this right here is safe around kids, unlike Pee Wee Herman. Look, don't panic, it's organic. Look, you know you can't put bleach on colors, right?
Yeah.
This safe on colors. That's why we didn't sell it to.
I got a bill and I ain't talking about Cosby. I got a bee, you got a wasp. I throw up the rock like Lamar Odom. That's a crack reference. You niggas bitches. Let me stop for a minute. That's a menopause. Obtuse rubber goose green.
911 emergency, Herberger 19452. Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Okay. I don't know if this is an emergency case. Me, my dad, and my brother were working on a truck.
Police, fire, or medical?
The Philippines just said it has only 40 days of fuel left for the entire country. India is preparing for a lockdown type situation. And now Iran has threatened to destroy underwater internet cables. If the internet suddenly goes down everywhere, no social media, no news, no GPS, no banks, when that happens, you won't be able to search for what to do. So here are 4 apps that could literally save your life if something like World War III ever happens. First, organic maps. Download your entire country's map offline. No internet, no Wi-Fi, but you'll still know exactly where to go. Second, Sh0t turns your phone into a walkie-talkie and works even on very weak signals. Third, Prior sends messages through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Completely decentralized and more resilient when networks go down. Fourth, Basketball AI, a fully loaded offline style AI assistant. Ask anything, survival tactics, first aid, and more. And make sure you
Okay, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Somebody's trying to back up into me on the highway. I'm driving backwards on the shoulder. Okay, they're gonna try and ram me head on.
I'm gonna whoop your ass, Debo. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You get your ass. They are so predictable. You see MJ and his family estate moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, and thriving, and then what do? Oh yeah, man, we gotta tarnish his name. Fuck Buddy up. Let's drop a documentary about the verdict, about the trial. And as I watch, you guys leave something out. You don't talk about his Free Palestine song. I'm very confused. He wrote that song after he visited because he was like, wow, this is an apartheid state. This is kind of crazy. These are the people that own my record label? And this is how they treating other human beings? I'm not rocking with that. I should make a song. And then as soon as he makes that song, you gotta shelf it. And then right after that, within that year, all of a sudden, there's child accusations. Here's 1993. Writes the song, doesn't get past the writing stage, stayed unreleased. Surprise, surprise. Bombshells are flying, bodies multiplying, see the children crying. What are they fighting for? In 1993. And then all of a sudden, the king of pop is no longer the king of pop. Now he is a child abuser. Hello, Detective LJ is on the case. Facts, not fiction. I'm a hater, not a liar. And being a hater, you become a detective. And the year, accusation details, right? You took a microscope, you went into his life, and you tried to tear it apart and figure out where can we catch this man slipping. And then you found that he likes to hang out with children because he didn't have a childhood of his own. He was famous since he was fucking 5. We understand what his father was doing. And so that's the part that you pry open. Now, back then, the genuine population, they didn't understand the ties of Zionism and owning of record labels. And they didn't understand what was happening over in Palestine unless they was, super woke, like MJ was.
Are we surprised though? Like, are you really surprised of it? Like, does it really surprise you? In fact, let's just go to explore.
So I just had customers come in and say that we need to make some content because people are asking for Black-owned businesses. I don't have no content ideas, so I'm just going to show you the store. So we are Personal Treasures Beauty Supply Store located in Greensboro. We are Black-owned. It's my granddaddy and grandparents own the store.
This is Karen at Grand's Beauty Supply. Our address is 2670 Highway 155.
Word on the street is that we are now boycotting beauty supply stores and the nail salons.
Wow, Guru, looks like the boycott is real, but keep watching.
Hey y'all, Black Nail Tech over here. I'm just saying.
Y'all are really taking advantage, advertising all of y'all businesses.
Either Black-owned supplies, Loganville, Georgia. Come check us out. Black-owned beauty supply alert.
But there's a catch. What group of people do you think all these stores are getting their inventory from? I told y'all it's impossible for y'all to escape Asian businesses.
Indeed, you just literally told me I cannot come anymore because of my skin. I've been a member for how long?
I talk to you with respect.
And how have I not been respectful, Cindy?
I'm sorry. Do you know I have the right to refill the service?
You know, I am not going to force you to do anything.
No more toenail, no more hair, no more wax.
Yeah, ain't nobody learned. They still in here supporting them. Look.
So I just had customers come in and say that we need to make some content because people are asking for Black-owned businesses. I don't have no content ideas, so I'm just going to show you.
You seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or was it?
No, it was clear. It's clear enough where you see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Carmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain or?
Yeah, it was still rain. You know,
right.
I'm from Louisville. So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
We were under thunderstorm warning. And we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again, and it was over with.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already. And so during that time when that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids, because there was a few kids involved with them, they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can
You seen the video your own 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. It was clear. In front of them went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're Carmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing in front of them went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're Carmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing in front of them went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're Carmelo,
And they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4.
Okay.
So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on.
4.
So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, and kind of pushing in front of them went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. You know, if you're Carmelo,
And they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see them walk.
I'm gonna say little
And
stuff.
I'll put it this way.
Okay.
They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss different things.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused. You know, whatever he was doing, Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they start hitting him. Carmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put him in a headlock. You can see that all the rest of them are still hitting. That must be when the poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing back, and then he went this way to the left, he went down, he fell, and that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around, they started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him, and that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all 3 of them were chasing him. But Carmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach, And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Carmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Carmelo's out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, and not, he never did that because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him because it was unwanted. And I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose is swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
Shit, I'm smacking the fuck at you. I don't give a fuck who you is. Go, 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 go.
So Key Glock finally pull up for the
Hell no. Hell no. That's my shoes.
We trying to see if it's some more footage on this bitch.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been.
Hey man, blessed on 2 people. That's fucked up. That's some movie shit. She got me choked up a little bit. She was messaging her dead daddy for years. And the person that was getting her messages was a nigga that lost his daughter. That's crazy. That's wild. I don't know what to call that shit. I don't even know what you call that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I might have to go kick. I just was doing this shit. I wasn't tripping. I made like 25,000 in 1 month, and I quit.
Who juice this is? Bro, that's good.
I'll show you.
Dang, who juice is this?
That's some juice. You can drink that shit.
Okay. That's good. Your first month, nigga.
Nah, it wasn't my first month though. It was like the second month.
What? Big difference.
Second, third month.
Yeah.
I made like 25 racks.
What?
But then they took off. They took my shit. That's why I was like, they took my ass.
And you be having all the hoes. Then
I'm just having so much motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
All the time I'm supposed to get paid for. I ain't getting paid for.
Should I tell them when what I fuck around make my first month?
First week?
No,
tell me about first month. What you about to make in your first month?
About 60 to 80.
From the kick?
Yeah.
On the hour side?
Hour subs, all that.
Damn, that's good. I need to go. Damn.
Switch over, bro.
I fuck with them. Shit. And y'all got direct connections with them and shit?
Yeah.
They be doing like a little events and shit?
What, like kick events?
Yeah. Or they're just like, it just be like whatever.
You talking about that Twitch shit, that TwitchCon?
I don't know what y'all do. I just be wondering. There be like some little
we just taking over this shit. Solidify
taking over this shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I might have to go kick. I just was doing this shit. I wasn't tripping. I made like 25,000 in 1 month, and I quit.
Who juice this is?
Bro,
Everybody going kick, man.
Who juice is this?
That's some juice.
Everybody going kick. Damn, boy. Everybody going kick. See, look. Remember Kai and the nigga at Twitch? They got into it or some shit. Kai said, you know what? I'm gonna take a break from this shit. I ain't gotta do this shit no more. All the niggas done started going to kick. I'm talking about DDG done went to kick. Everybody done went to kick. It's like Cassinet was the one keeping niggas on Twitch. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like Kyle was the nigga keeping niggas on Twitch, but niggas ain't even.
Y'all report
Crazy. Hey man, at least that boy Key Glock straight. That shit fucked up what happened out there. It's always some shit going on in Houston though. There's always some shit going on in Houston. World's top scammer. I just heard about this nigga. Ain't nobody ever did it bigger than him. That nigga hit for 1.2 billion off of DME from Medicare. That nigga's the reason, boy. That nigga is the reason for all them cases, all them damn claims, bro. That nigga is the reason for all them claims. Bro, I used to have to take them reports. I used to have to take them fucking claim, the fraud reports, man. For them people receiving knee braces and back braces and shit that they ain't even need, man. They be like, man, I just received some shit. I ain't even need this shit, though. I'm just gonna report it. I ain't ordered this shit. I ain't need it. None of that shit. And people just mysteriously get that shit. They be like, hold on, do I gotta pay with that? I was like, no, you gotta pay for it. Medicare done already really paid for it for you. But you didn't order it. Let me go ahead and put this report. You ain't record this bill? All right. I gotta report this bill. I gotta file your report. You placing the report bill. That medical equipment. That nigga hit for $1 billion off of medical equipment. But it wasn't even just him. He probably cleared, think about this, he hit 1.2 billion. The employees he had, he probably just paid them the salary, whatever. And that shit probably came out to like 2 million. I mean, the 0.2 to 200 million that he paid. Shit. Cause they say this nigga been doing this shit over like years, like almost a decade or some shit. Man, let's get the details. I ain't gotta talk about it. Let's see exactly what the fuck happened.
The gold is real, but so is the danger.
We just gonna go into exactly what the fuck happened. Fuck.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Vice President J advanced his vision. He had an idea. He said, hey, you guys have a top 10 most wanted list for all gangbangers, terrorists, narco traffickers, murderers, and rapists in the world. How about we have a top 10 list for most wanted fraudsters?
Herb, I'm very excited about that. Welcome to our Google Hangout today.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be working with you on this project, Joel, and I look forward to many more of these sessions.
Great. What time is it over in the Philippines this morning?
It's about 10:47 in the evening, which is about 9:47 your time in Mobile.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Well, I know you're used to that. I don't know how I could use it. I guess you would, right?
You get used to it after a while. However, I can share this with you. It's still brutal.
Sometimes when you're doing these stories, fam, you truly never know what you're going to find out. And the more I looked into this story to bring to you guys' attention, the more I felt like I was reading a movie script. Except today we talk about a LA scammer moved to the Philippines, got married, scammed the U.S. healthcare for over $1 billion, testified, create a plea, accept the plea that would leave him to only pay restitution and on probation. But instead he goes on a run and become a movie star. I can't make this up. Let me slow it down for a moment. Within the last 24 hours, the FBI had announced a new wanted list dedicated to fraudsters. The most wanted fraudster list established to eliminate fraud and bring to justice individuals defrauding the American people. The Fed is quoted, "Today we are launching the Vice President's historic initiative of the most wanted fraudsters list, representing some of the alleged worst of the worst who stole millions in taxpayer money. Allow federal law enforcement to mobilize the full weight of law enforcement to bring these individuals to justice."
The Vice President J.D. Vance's vision. He had an idea. He said, hey, you guys have a top 10 most wanted list for all gangbangers, terrorists, narco traffickers, murderers, and rapists around the world. How about we have a top 10 list for most wanted fraudsters? So, Mr. Vice President, thanks to your vision, we're here to deliver. You see it here today. It is live officially on the FBI website. I want all Americans to take a look at these most wanted individuals and look at the amounts, the tens of millions and billions of dollars in fraud that they have decimated our societies from. We rely on you. Our best form of information is the American public. Take a look at this top 10 most wanted. Let us know any information. There is no bad piece of information. The only bad piece of information is the one you don't give us.
So I look at the list, fam, and I don't know if this is a joke or not, but one man stood out, Herbert Kimball, $1.2 billion in total losses for healthcare fraud. And I thought, how can a man get away with defrauding the government for $1.2 billion and not be traced? I instantly thought he was dead. They say it happened from 2014 to 2019. It is 2026. But what if I told you this man recently got married? Or what if I told you he recently starred in a movie? Or what if I told you this was after he went on a run? And what if I told you the feds say he went on a run and then he came back to testify and then went back on a run? It sounded like to me this man maybe, allegedly, had a deal with the old office of the FBI. And this new office won justice. I'm just a messenger. Another person stuck out was Elaine Esco, $32 million. I read into her as I tell you out the gate. That was PPP loan. Jamie, she's yet to be seen. Some believe she's in Jamaica where she's from. But I want to focus on her, his scheme, his wife, some of the people he testified on, how this went under the feds' radar for half a decade. And where this man possibly at today? Because if I found out via the internet, I know the feds know. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it.
Yeah,
If you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. It's a banking app called Current.
What if they
A bunch of
don't?
useful tools.
He said, if I found out on the internet, I never forget. But what if they don't, nigga? What if you got down alerting them right now, talking about, I know they know it yet. That's not always the case, sir.
And one of the main tools lets you access up to $750 of your paycheck early if you switch over with Current. You get a full set of features like paycheck advance, overdraft, the bill card, normal steps to sign up. Enter that link unlocks $75. Let's check out. Online can be a dangerous place, fam, especially if you're reading something that the person that's writing the article is making an article about themselves, or at least giving the information. Check this out. Meet Herbert Herb Kimball, born May 12, 1966. As of right now, he's 60 years old. The former entrepreneur and actor from Chicago, Illinois, is also known as a federal fugitive, wanted for his involvement in a $1.2 billion nationwide healthcare fraud scheme. As mentioned, Herb Kimball's profile is featured on the official FBI Fugitive Alert database. But if you do a simple, quick Google search of Herbert Kimball, you might stumble across a page that he made that's called herbkimball.net. And according to that website, Herb Kimball was based out of Los Angeles, California, where he co-founded Sh0t Productions. Herb's previous experience as an entrepreneur in sales and marketing and an accomplished young actor have given him a passion for film and television production. Herb Kimball is currently launching Urban Flicks, an exclusive streaming company. Now, the address is the first floor of this office building on 3000 North Hollywood Way, Burbank, California, which is a roughly 3,500 square foot first floor building. And as of today, the space is currently available for rent, with the rent requests currently going down to motivate a potential buyer. But fam, check when Sh0t Productions was established, 2017, which is a key time frame, as if though this was Herb Kimball's exit plan. Apparently, Sh0t Productions, LLC, was co-founded by a producer/actor named Matthew Grant. He was considered the real actor, a guy who played on Criminal Minds and NCIS LA. And since then, his business partner, Herb Kimball, has made his way in a number of projects, which we later discussed. After finding out during this time, he was in the middle of a scheme that, according to the feds, racked up $1.2 billion. Herb that ended up moving to the Philippines and operating illegal call centers that was defrauding the American people, preferably seeing citizens that had health care. And before we tell you about the scheme, let's briefly go over his family in the Philippines. In the early 2010s, Herb Kemp was a health professor in the Philippines. Shortly after, he would meet his wife, Claire Reeves. The two got married at a simple ceremony in Sangre Lake at the fort.
Get exclusive Mortal Kombat 2 wallpapers for your PC with Bing.
Fast forward to November of 2024, and the feds say Herb was the fugitive kingpin in a major South Carolina national Medicaid scheme who was still missing. Judge voiced a plea deal that would have granted him probation, but had to pay $40 million in restitution. But the feds say he only had $24 million. The kingpin in a major nationwide $795 million Medicaid fraud scheme at that time was scheduled Thursday for a sentencing hearing in South Carolina, and a federal judge canceled his plea agreement with the government. The plea agreement for Herb Kimball executed in April of 2019, when the government was just starting to investigate his criminal network. It might have allowed Kimball to get off without a prison sentence because of his help in unraveling the scheme. Thursday, in a hearing at the U.S. federal courthouse in Columbia, after Kimball failed to appear for the third time at a sentence hearing, U.S. Judge Joe Anderson voided the deal. He now faces the maximum sentence provided by the law. Anderson said that sentence for conspiracy to commit health care fraud and other charges is 5 years. Just 5 years. Kimball is believed to be in the Philippines. His lawyer Jim Griffin told Anderson, "Is it true or is he alive?" "We fully expected him to come in," his attorney said. But on Sunday, Griffin said he received an email from Kimball saying he was unable to get on the flight from the Philippines to the U.S. Quote, "I have been unable to get in touch with him since then," Griffin said. "I have even offered to go to the Philippines." Griffin also revealed, although Kimball's 2019 plea agreement with the government required him to pay a $40 million fine, Kimball has date turned over only $12.75 million. In a brief discussion with the U.S. extradition treaty with the Philippines, Assistant U.S. Attorney Army Bauer said she believed the treaty has a lot of loopholes that give a defendant a lot of outs. "We are going to explore all options. Nothing that the outstanding bench warrant for Kimball's arrest only applies if he comes to the U.S. The judge asked Bauer about putting a red notice on Kimball of a request to law enforcement worldwide to take him into custody should he travel out the Philippines to other countries. Bauer indicated a red notice was something being explored by the government, but told the judge he did not want to discuss the details in a public courtroom. Wink, wink. In August of 2023, Anderson concerns about Kimball's repeated failures to come back from the Philippines and appear in American court ordered his immediate arrest. At the time, Griffin told Anderson that he was in communications with Kimball and that the defendant would be coming to court in Columbia in the next few weeks. Bauer then asked Anderson to immediately issue a bench warrant. Anderson did. Kimball, an American citizen, owned call centers in the Philippines that became vital calls in the international fraud scheme. When Kimball pled guilty in 2019 to conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, violating the anti-kickback statute, and defrauding the government, he agreed to help the government and pay some $40 million in fine. With his help, federal law agents began arresting 80 plus people throughout the United States who were involved in the fraud. Prosecutors described Kimball as the mastermind. The scheme was based in South Carolina, Florida, California, New Jersey, Texas, Pennsylvania, plus the Philippines. The judge quoted, "I look out, and once again."
So that nigga got off basically because he gave up all the information to the entire play and got over 80 people prosecuted again. Like, he got over 80 people booked. What? Hold on. Did I hear that right?
Violating the anti-kickback statute and defrauding the government, he agreed to help the government and pay some $40 million in a fine. With his help, federal law agents began arresting 80 plus people throughout the United States who were involved in the fraud. Prosecutors described Kimball as the mastermind. The scheme was based in South Carolina, Florida, California, New Jersey, Texas, Pennsylvania, plus the Philippines. The judge quoted, "I look out, and once again, I see an empty chair where the defendant is supposed to be."
It gets more as the week progresses. It gets harder and harder and harder because now your body clock is running a business during the daytime. You're trying to run a sales organization, and it's a different level of stresses. And you're making sure that you're back in time earlier before your shift to make sure that you get on to the next day. And that was a busy week for me last week as well. I had a new client in town, and we were doing just what this call is about: developing scripts, developing processes. And I can share this with you: with man hours and just developing the scripts. It was myself, 2 of the clients, and 3 of my ITLs, and we developed scripts from Monday through Sunday in order to prepare our team.
The judge based in South Carolina, United States, who were involved in the fraud. Prosecutors described Kimball as the mastermind. The scheme was based in South Carolina, Florida, California, New Jersey, Texas, Pennsylvania, plus the Philippines. The judge quoted, "I look out, and once again, I see an empty chair where the defendant is supposed to be."
It gets.
The judge to commit healthcare fraud, violating the anti-kickback statute and defrauding the government, he agreed to help the government and pay some $40 million in a fine. With his help, federal law agents began arresting 80 plus people throughout the United States who were involved in the fraud. Prosecutors described Kimball as the mastermind. The scheme was based in South Carolina, Florida, California, New Jersey, Texas, Pennsylvania, plus the Philippines. The judge quoted, "I look out, and once again, I see an empty chair where the defendant is supposed to be."
it gets more as the week progresses. It gets harder and harder and harder because now your body clock is running a business during the daytime. You're trying to run a sales organization in the evening time, which is in itself a different level of stresses. And you're making sure that you're back in time earlier before your shift to make sure that you get on to the next day. And that was a busy week for me last week as well. I had a new client in town, and we were doing just what this call is about, developing scripts, developing processes. And I can share this with you, with man hours and just developing the scripts. It was myself, 2 of the clients, and 3 of my TLs. And we developed scripts from Monday through Sunday in order to prepare our team for the upcoming processes of sales. And while we were developing it, so you're talking about 6 man hours for a period of about.
In Texas bills, a Medicaid.
Sh0t 2.0 just dropped, and it keeps your character consistent. Before this, AI videos were unable to keep
Equipment business that starts out small. In 2015, one of their company's bills only around 100 to 200 Medicare claims and receives about 135,000 from Medicaid over a little more than a year. Then everything changes. By 2017, that same business is clearing about 1 million from Medicare in a single month. The company is no longer just serving people around Dallas. Now it's billing nationwide. Braces are being shipped all over the country. Medicare is paying millions. Private insurers are paying millions.
Man,
Behind the scenes, the government says the whole thing is being powered by a call center operation overseas in the Philippines, operated by you-know-who, Kimball. At the center of the case is Leah Hagan and Michael Hagan, a married couple who own 2 durable medical equipment companies, Metro DME Supply and Ortho Pain Solutions. And on the other side of the world was Herb Kimball, who owned Chrono Strategy, HLK Corporations, and Python Concepts, HLK Co. with his wife, Claire Reeves Kimball. The government's theory was simple but explosive. The Hagans were not just buying marketing, they were buying completed doctor orders they could immediately turn around and bill to Medicare. The defense said no. They claimed they believed they were buying legal marketing, leads, and business process outsourcing services, but the jury didn't believe them.
Many books about script reading, telemarketing scripts that work, dynamic sales scripts of that, scripts of this, how to close this, how to catch your customer's attention, elevator speeches, elevator quotes, elevator lines, get my attention. You've got to remember, a lot of these gentlemen come with years and years of experience. And they take those years of experience and they couple it together and put it in books in which we try to learn from. We purchase and we hope that it's going to work in our business. And I use the word hope, meaning helplessly optimistic people, sometimes evading reality. So that's my acronym for hope. Great writers write about war. Great writers write about battles. And you can get so enthralled in these books that you sometimes feel like, man, I'm there. But good scripts are like that. You can't really put them together. There's a difference between reading about battle and being in battle. So when you're reading about how to develop a script, that's one thing. And you put an idea, you put a conscious development of, I hope this works. And 10 minutes later, once your representatives or your sales reps start taking that script to the general public, you'll start realizing, and this is where most companies fail, reading about battle is totally different than being in a battle. And then having to make those adjustments on the fly, you now go from a point of inspiration where you started when you developed the script. It's now in your production, it's now in your sales cycle, it's now in your representative's hands, and your entire company is dependent on this process working in order to generate revenue, and it's not working. Your idea of what SPH sales per hour that you were going to achieve escapes you. So you've gone from an inspiration to now desperation. And most companies never pull out of that tailspin of desperation in tweaking or managing their scripts. And that can be very dangerous.
The main characters was Leah Hagan. Leah was one of the owners/operators of Metro DME Supply and Ortho Pain Solutions. She testified at trial and denied knowing that the arrangement with Kimball was illegal. She claimed she believed Kimball was providing legitimate marketing and BPO services. Michael Hagan. Michael was Leah's husband and co-owner/operator. He also testified. He denied they agreed to buy doctors' orders and said they were purchasing leads and services, not illegal referrals. Herb Kimball. Herb Kimball was the government's key cooperating witness. He owned Chronos, as mentioned, Python, and with his wife, his companies operated out of the Philippines and allegedly supplied the Hagans with the stream of doctor orders that fueled the scheme. Kimball's wife, Claire, she helped with email communications. One of the emails from Claire became important because Michael Hagan reacted strongly when she appeared to have put alleged referrals arrangements in writing. Joshua Secor was an attorney from K&L Gates, whom Kimball consulted. The defense wanted him to testify to show that Kimball described his business as legitimate, even to healthcare attorneys. The judge excluded his testimony. The medical equipment setup. Medicare Part B covers durable medical equipment, also called DME. That includes things like braces, walkers, wheelchairs, and similar items. To get DME covered by Medicare, a beneficiary needed a doctor's order. Medicare required the doctors actually treat or examine the patient. For rural patients, telehealth could sometimes count, but it has rules. The appointment had to include real-time audio and visual communications, and the patient had to be at a medical facility, such as a doctor's office or hospital. Once a patient had a doctor's order, a DME supplier could fill the order and bill Medicare. There's a big legal line. Medicare suppliers could not pay kickbacks for rentals. The anti-kickback statute makes it illegal to pay or receive money to induce referrals or services paid by a federal healthcare program. That was the heart of this case. The government said the Hagans were paying Kimball's company for completed doctor orders. orders, not raw leads. The Hagen businesses, Metro DME Supply, the Hagens enrolled Metro DME as Medicare Part B provider in 2006. On February 7, 2013, they applied to recertify Metro DME as a Part B provider. In that application, they said they would comply with the anti-kickback statute. They recertified the same compliance statement in 2016 and 2017. But on September 30th, 2017, they terminated Metro DME's Part B certification after Medicare scrutiny increased. Ortho Pain Solutions. The Hagen said they created Ortho Pain Solutions, or OPS, in 2014 to sell wholesale braces to doctors. The government said OPS later became the vehicle they used to build private insurers through Medicare Part C after Metro DME ran into problems with Medicare Part B. Then it was the Philippines connection. Between March of 2016 and January of 2019, almost all the Hagen's business came through Herbs Kimball's companies, Chrono Strategy, HLK Corp, and Pantheon Concepts, HLK Corp. Kimball operated these companies out the Philippines. His business was described on paper as marketing and business process outsourcing companies. But at trial, Kimball testified that the paper contracts were covered. How the scheme worked, according to Kimball, Kimball's company ran an advertisement targeting senior citizens who had pain discomfort. The ads directed people to call a call center. At the call center, an opener would first check whether the caller was Medicare eligible. Then the call would be transferred to the closer. The closer would confirm eligibility and try to upsell the caller on more braces. Then the closer would transfer the caller to a telemedicine doctor. The doctor would sign an equipment order. Kimball's company would upload the completed order to an online portal. The Hagen's company could access the order, fill it, and bill Medicare. The company said more than 80% of Kimball's callers were told they needed 2 or more braces. Almost 70% were persuaded to get what Kimball's called an Iron Man package, meaning 3 or more braces, such as shoulders, back, knee, and wrist brace. The Iron Man package detail is one of the most visual parts of the whole case. Medicare later denied one claim, saying the doctor had ordered so much equipment the patient would be a walking mummy. The first call, an alleged deal. Kimball testified that he was introduced to the Hagens on a phone call in March of 2016. The opinion notes he may have said March 2015 at trial, but the government said it was March 2016. And the court believed Kimball likely misspoke because the emails lined up with 2016. According to Kimball, the Hagens said they were unhappy with prior marketing deals where they paid for leads tied to doctor orders because the leads did not always turn into complete orders. Kimball then proposed a different arrangement. Instead of just selling leads, he would sell the Hagens completed doctor orders. That meant the Hagens could immediately fill the orders and submit claims to Medicare. Kimball said the Hagens would prepay him for a certain number of braces and set price per order. He described it as guaranteed results. According to Kimball, the Hagens agreed to try. The email that hurt the defense. After the contracts were signed, Leah emailed that Metro DME wanted to fill back brace orders. Claire Kimball answered at Herb's direction. Claire said Kimball's company would not be able to monetize all inbound leads and calls with just back brace orders, so they would charge at least $375 per back brace order. Michael responded, "This is not what was agreed upon. I made notes during the first call with her, and there was no mention of strings attached." Then Michael appeared upset that Claire had put the referral issue in writing. "Why are you emailing about this? We are not paying per referral. This is not a good start." But Leah still emailed back. "Let's start with 10 back, 5 wrists, if we can, please." That exchange was powerful for the government because it looked like Michael knew the wording was dangerous, while Leah was still asking for specific quantities of brace orders. And this was the evidence that supported Kimball's version. The court pointed to several things that backed up Kimball's testimony. Leah's email and Skype messages often referred to specific quantities of orders. When the Hagens missed a payment, Kimball did not send them orders. When an order did not result in Medicare payment, the Hagens asked for replacement orders. They called these credits. The Hagens business grew extremely fast after working with Kimball. In 2015, Metro DME billed between 100 to 200 claims. In 2016, Metro DME billed more than 6,000 claims. From January of 2015 to February 2016, Metro DME received about 135,000 from Medicare. In January 2017 alone, Metro DME cleared about $1 million in Medicare payouts. OPS saw similar returns in 2018. The business expanded from Dallas to nationwide. The fake legit contracts. According to Kimball, the Hagens signed contracts that made the relationship look legal. They were marketing contracts. They were BPO contracts. The marketing contract said Kimball's companies will provide raw leads on potential customers. The contract said raw leads were not referrals and not guaranteed customers. The BPO contract said Kimball's company would pay hourly for services like inbound calls and outbound calls. The contract said the parties will comply with the anti-kickback statute, but Kimball testified that the invoices were used to disguise the scheme. Each week, the amount owed for doctor orders would be split into 2 parts. 75% was invoiced as marketing fees. 25% was invoiced as hourly BPO fees. So on paper, it looked like marketing and outsourcing. According to the government, in reality, it was payment for doctor orders. In September 2016, Kimball's company started charging what the court called a standardized brace calls for $280 per brace. The Hagens wired weekly payments to Kimball's company, and amount was divisible by $280. That mattered because it made the invoices look less like real hourly and lead-based services and more like unit pricing for braces/orders. Employees were kept away. Employees of the Hagens testified that Kimball's company sent doctor orders, medical records, and recordings of patients' conversations to Hagen's office. But the Hagens did not let employees communicate with Kimball's companies. The Hagens also did not let employees listen to the recordings. The government used this to argue that the Hagens were shielding employees from the real nature of the arrangement. Then it was the money flow. Between March 2016 and January 2019, the Hagens companies billed Medicare Part B and Medicare Part C insurers almost $60 million. They were paid about $27 million, and $15 million of that money were wired to Kimball's companies. The companies had the wire sent to Chronos and Pantheons in the Philippines.
1.2 billion. Man, look. That's just what they could calculate. And that's just in between 5-year span. I bet you were doing that the last 3 years. Probably, they ain't never stopped doing that shit. I ain't gonna lie, they probably still doing that shit right now. Oh, bullshit. Fuck that. On to the next one.